Biotechnica, welcome to another video. So today I've come up with something very useful for all of you who are watching out. So today I'm going to talk about what's going to be the future scope of cell biology. This is not only for MSc graduate or just studying MSc, but also for PhD students. And if you are preparing for CSIR NET examination, I'm going to tell you what's going to be the future scope of cell biology. So come along with me and let's discuss the complete topic in detail. So first let's talk about what's going to be the future scope of cell biology. Yes, when we talk in case of MSc, you might be studying cell biology as one of the paper. Or if we talk in case of PhD, you usually target a mechanism which literally takes place inside a cell, which is definitely going to be cell biology. You'll be dealing a lot of cell biology techniques. And when we talk in case of a CSIR NET aspirant also, you will be studying about cell biology. So if you're going to target cell biology as a specialization and if you're going to take it as a career, is it going to give you any sort of demand in the future market? I'm going to talk about the complete detail about the cell biology and its scope and its demand and what are the profiles that are available for all of you who are watching out this video. So first let's talk about who is a cell biologist. Yes, we know what is cell biology, which means when we study about the structure of a cell and when we study about the function of a cell and what are the organelles that are involved in it, how a cell is going to communicate with each other, the cell signaling pathway, and we'll study about all the mechanism that takes place inside the cell in different organelles. And this is what we usually study about the cell in detail. Who is the cell biologist? The person who studies these things are going to be cell biologists. So usually when we talk in case of any kind of diseases, you might see a lot of problem happening in the mechanisms, which means there might be a reactive oxygen species forming in any organelles, we can say very specifically in the mitochondria. So how can we analyze those things? That's the work of a cell biologist. So is it going to be a scope? If you are going to take cell biology, I'll be talking. So what's going to be the scope of cell biology? If you're going to study cell biology as any of the subject like a paper, or if you're going to take it as your research work, or if you're studying cell biology very well in your CSIR NET preparation, is it going to help you somehow? Yes, it is. So you can see here, if we talk in case of diagnostic company, 2.6% of the people have studied cell biology, and independent research laboratory, clinical laboratories, universities and colleges, people started working as a research assistant in cell biology projects. Government laboratories, hospitals, medical centers, non-profit institute, consulting, pharmaceutical company, biopharmaceutical company, biotechnology company, because we know that without a cell, nothing functions. So you have to study about a cell when we talk in any of the sectors. So cell biology is going to be the fundamental thing for any of the research or any sort of works that will be happening in the entire science field I'm going to talk about. So the next question comes for us is, what's going to be the demand in 2029? So can I choose this cell biology as my career? If you're going to ask me, I would definitely say yes, because it has a lot of interconnection with many of the courses or with many of the careers. If I have to talk about, if you want to become a biochemist, you have to learn cell. If you want to become a microbiologist, definitely you have to learn about a cell. So every sort of work is always related with cell biology somehow or the other. So what is going to be the demand? So I'm going to take you to the job outlook here. So here you're seeing it is going to be positive since 2004. From 2004, we are finding there's going to be a gradual increase in cell biology work. And they found that the lot of vacancies have increased by 43% nationwide, which means cell biology is doing some kind of very wonderful thing in the entire world. So it's okay to take up cell biology as a career. An average growth of 2.69% is increasing every year, which means there is going to be a hike in the salary. There is going to be a growth in the job also. And there is a demand for cellular biologists is expected to grow. How? With expected of 8240 new jobs filled by 2029. Just imagine by 2029, you're going to have almost 8,000 plus job for a cell biologist. So it's always good enough if you go and take as a cell biology work, because it's correlated with most of the profession. You want to go for forensic or food science, or if you want to go for microbiology, biochemistry, biotechnology, zoology, botany, whatever it is, it's always based on cell biology. So of course there is going to be a demand in cell biology in 2029. Now we have to talk about our Indian scenario. That's more important because we know there's a demand in the world market. But what about in case of India? Yes, I'm going to show you an article which talks about the cell biology in India. The future needs an international perspective. So this is in Nature Cell Biology. If anybody wants to learn, you can go in for it. There is a lack of trained scientists to fill the increasing number of jobs and funding opportunity in the Indian scientific research sector. Yes, which means our government started providing lot of funds and lot of professional works are available or vacancies are available for a cell biologist, but there is going to be lack of trained scientists. So I'll be talking about the skill, how you can become a cell biologist. So there is a great opportunity for the international scientific community in the field of vibrant cell biology research community in India. So which means this cell biology is going to take up the market. When you go in for any kind of job, it's going to make marvelous thing. 10 years ago, if you're going to see, there were only 20 new jobs available for scientific investigator. Previously, scientists, if you're going to talk about before 10 years, how many job availability were there or vacancy were there were very few vacancy, approximately 20 new jobs. But now after the establishment of 13 new universities which deals with a lot of cell biology research, the opportunity has increased. Like if you talk in case of ISER, and there are a lot many institutions that has come as now. So there are a lot of availability of cell biology research projects that are available so far. Suppose if you are someone who is looking for a PhD project, but you would like to deal with mechanism, or you would like to go for plant, or you would like to take up research in animal, whatever it is, you can take up cell biology, because whether it's plant, animal, or whatever it is, it's always relying on the cell biology. So there is a growth in India. So what about the world scenario? So you can see, according to BLS, the Bureau of US labor service, if you're going to talk about it, the employment rate is going to increase to 4% margin from 2019 to 2029. Not only in India, in the entire world. If you're completing your PhD in cell biology, and if you want to go for your postdoc or for your any sort of research positions, or in a company if you want to go for, then definitely even in the world you have the same market, and the growth rate is very fast. It's believed like it's very fast for all the occupation it's found, because it's the base of all the other jobs, and approximately 34,600 jobs in total. So to summarize, cell biology is a wonderful field. If you're going to take it entering into a company, or if you want to go for research institute, or even an academia also. So this is all about the future that you can fetch in case of cell biology. Okay, now let's talk about in India, how much is the salary package going to be. I'm going to telling you the average package of a cell biology, starting as a BSc or MSc fresher, you'll be having 3 lakh per annum. But gradually it increases to 8.5 lakh. I'm not talking about the scientist. The scientist usually gets more than this. So research assistant, research associate, it varies. So this is a normal salary range that you get as a fresher, from 3 lakh to 8.5 lakh. 8.5 lakh is based on the experience. And if we have to talk in case of global scenario, as I already mentioned, BLS, which is the Bureau of Labor Statistics in the US, what they found is, every year, if you talk about the salary of a cell biologist, is 94,000 US dollar, which is literally a good amount if you're going to work over there in abroad also. So mainly the salary depends upon the education that you're going to do, or based on the experience and which type of company you're going to choose. So we cannot come to a conclusion this is going to be the exact salary. So this is the average salary. So based on the experience and based on the skills that you have, even as a fresher, and if you have some sort of skills, then definitely you'll be hired for good positions. The next comes, what's the application of cell biology? As I already mentioned, like cell biology is going to be correlated to many fields. So you can go in for drug development. Yes, when you talk in case of developing a drug or designing a drug, we used to target a cell, and we used to give a particular dosage of drugs into the cell and check in for the motility test. We use especially go in for, if you're going to go in for oncology research, we used to check for the apoptosis that actually takes place when you're going to add a specific amount of drug to it. So we actually makes drug, we develop drug. And human fertility, yes, we also deal with reproductive research. We talk about every cells that's present in the female individuals. And of course it's related with biotechnology. Yes, when we talk in case of bacterial cell culture, microbial cell culture, wherever you deal with it, it is related. Regenerative medicine, yes, this is a wonderful field that's been going on. In even in diagnostics, we deal with cells because we used to isolate cell from the human sample. And application science, yes, it's doing wonderful things in application science. Even you can become an application scientist also. So this is all about the application of a cell biology correlated with many fields. Now the next question comes for us is, what are the job profiles that are available if you're going to take it? Of course, a cell biologist you can become. And if we have to talk about genetic counselors, yes, genetic counselors can be a molecular biologist also. Anybody can become. Scientific manager in a company, product manager in a company, technical specialist, regulatory affairs officer, or a sales executive in pharma companies, biotech companies, and medical industries also. So these are the jobs that are available if you start your career as a cell biologist. The next comes, you might not think like a cell biologist will be studying only cell biology. It's not like that. If you have studied your biotechnology, or if you have studied biochemistry or microbiology, you can become a cell biologist also. It's not like you have to study cell biology. If you have studied cell biology as one of a portion or a paper in your graduation, that's fine enough to become a cell biologist. Next, research opportunity. This is wonderful thing because I'm going to talk about this in detail. Because if you are a CSIR net graduate, or if you are someone who's looking for a PhD positions, you can look for research projects that deals with cell biology in these institutes. So these institutes are very well versed when we talk in case of cell biology. So CSIR laboratory in CCMB Hyderabad and CSIR IMTECH, it is Institute of Microbial Biology, and CSIR CIMAP, which is plant, aromatic plants, and JNCASR, which is Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research. Of course, NCBS. NCBS has a lot of collaborations with lot of university abroad also, because the cell biology research is very good. ISC Bangalore, of course, ISC Bangalore does research on cell biology. National Center for Cell Sciences, yes, of course, they deal with a lot of mammalian cell culture, because they are the bank which used to preserve a lot of cells, mammalian cells over there. So it is a repository. So definitely they are going to do research on cell biology also. Of course, ISER is also doing it. All the IITs and Bose Institute. So if you're looking for a cell biology research, it might be of plant, animal, or any sort of stem cell research or cancer research, whatever it is, these are the institutions which are more predominantly dominating the cell biology. But there are many institutes, but I've listed few of them for your reference. This is all about India. What about the global scenario? So if you want to go and join any of the university, or if you want to study your PhD or your master's, or after your CSIR net examination, you like to go for your PhD and your postdoc positions, then these are the universities which are very well versed in global scenario. Of course, Harvard University in the US, Stanford University, and in Germany, Max Planck Institute of Molecular Cell Biology and Genetics in Dresden, and Mechanobiology Institute in Singapore. Of course, National University of Singapore also comes under this one. These are very specifically for cell biology, well versed in it. Kyoto University in Japan, and University of California, Berkeley, US, and Cambridge University in the UK, of course UCL in UK, University of Copenhagen in Denmark, and Paris University, and Seoul National University in South Korea, and Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, of course NUS as I already mentioned, and University of Tokyo. And if you have to talk about NCBS in collaboration with cell biology research with Harvard, Stanford's Max Planck, Mechanobiology, Kyoto University. So if you're going to work in NCBS in a cell biology project, you have an opportunity to work with these people, because they have collaborations with the first 5 institutes also. So you can take up cell biology research. Very wonderful one, because it's the base of everything. The next question, no, I was not interested in going for research laboratories or want to take a research positions. It might be research assistant, research associate, or project assistant, project associate, whatever the positions. If you don't want to take it, then what are the companies that hires a cell biologist? These are the companies I've listed in India where you can go for India, as well as some of the companies which are worldwide also. Sartorius, Biocon, of course, Syngene, Bayer, Cepheid, and Wockhardt, and GST, IIL, and Piramal, and Serum Institute, Unilever, Bharat Biotech, Fisher, Biogenex Life Sciences, Origin, and Panacea. So if you want to take a screenshot, you can definitely take. You can look for opportunities in this company as a cell biologist also. The next important question for us is, many might be thinking, yes, there are a lot of opportunity, but what do I have to do to become a cell biologist? If you have that question, then this is for you. So what you have to do, you can have your education. First important thing is, I'm going to talk about, you need to have your education, then only you can become a cell biologist. So bachelor's, you can do anything. You might be doing your BSc in biotechnology or biology or biochemistry or chemistry, whatever it is you can take up, or BTech in biotechnology, chemistry, biochemistry, microbiology, genetic engineering, whatever it is you can take up. Masters, if you're from any of the life sciences, you can take up, but most important criteria is you need to have cell biology as one paper. If you're studying biotechnology, you should have studied cell biology. Mostly in all the Indian universities, if we look in for, cell biology is one of the paper where you're studying it. So everybody can go for it. It's not necessary you need to have a PhD position to become a cell biology. Even as a MSc fresher, you can start becoming a cell biologist, but you need to have some skills. That's what I'm going to talk about. You can take your PhD projects in cell biology research also. The most important thing is, I'm going to talk about the technical skill. This is the one, even as a fresher, I'm telling you, many asking questions like, I'm just a fresher, but I'm not getting an opportunity in my field. What do I have to do? I'm going to tell you this. If you have just graduated, so you need to know certain techniques to enter into any sort of jobs. So these are basic techniques that you need to know. I'm going to highlight on basic technique initially what you need to know as a fresher. Definitely a mammalian cell culture. You need to know how to culture a cell. So mammalian cell culture, you have project trainings going on in NCCS where you can go and get training from mammalian cell culture. You can go in for it. And when you go in for a lot of CSIR laboratories for internship, you will be basically given a training on mammalian cell culture. Hands-on trainings are going on, so you can definitely go for it. RT-PCR, PCR, yes, of course, you can go for companies like Thermo Fisher usually conducts RT-PCR, PCR, and there are BIRAC used to conduct internship programs for you to learn this one. And you can also go in for Biotechnica's virtual internship, which is based on RT-PCR, PCR. If you are not well versed about what is this RT-PCR and PCR, you can go for it. CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing. Of course, I'm telling this is very important to learn CRISPR-Cas9 and NGS. So if you know this, at least any one of these things, bioinformatics tool, it's very, very good enough for you to fetch. When you're going to go in for NGS or CRISPR, you can easily fetch your positions even abroad also. And familiarity with bioinformatics tools and databases, you need to know, like protein databases, all these things you need to know about it. Also, you need to know some programming languages. And of course, some spectroscopy you need to know, NMR or UV or IR, any at least one of these things. So temperature cycling chambers, you can just go in for, of course, FACS analysis. This is very important. When you deal with cell biology, you need to know FACS analysis. Fluorescent or flow cytometry, we used to call it. Next is going to be cell-based assay. You will be going in for it. And of course, you need to know microscopy, phase contrast microscopy you need to know because you'll be analyzing the cells under the microscope. And of course, graphical imaging softwares and some statistical tools you can go for, but it is not necessary that you have to go in for it. If you're going as a researcher, then you need ANOVA or SPSS. You can go for it. So these are some of the technical skills. Even after a fresher, if you're coming out of it, you need to know this technique. So learn these techniques through an internship, and definitely you will not tell me that you're not getting a job. Definitely you're going to get. So just check it out and let me know, like after finishing your internship, what's going to be the thing that you're feeling after completing this one, and you can start applying for this one. So this is all about how to become a cell biologist. Suppose if you are someone who are thinking, what do I have to do next after my graduation, or if you're a fresher or you're a CSIR net aspirant, or if you're entering into the phase of PhD, if you're going to think what field do I have to go in for, you can definitely take up cell biology, because if you're going to start off with cell biology, whatever research projects you're going to have even after PhD, or if you go in for any research laboratory or companies, whatever it is, it's definitely going to help. So we've been talking about the scopes and the salary packages and what are the jobs, what are the applications available, and what is the research opportunity, what are the companies, and how you can become a cell biologist. So put it in the comment section. If you want to become a cell biologist, will you ever think about doing your internships or your upskilling yourself? Or what are the problems you actually face as a fresher coming out as a biotechnologist or microbiologist? So let's see to it and debate about it. Thank you all of you for your time.